Okay, I haven't made a video in a while. It's the second season with this wood stove. I installed it in November of 2021 and burned it last winter, and this winter I've been heating the house entirely with it. It's been 2 months, so it's about time to clean the chimney. I clean it from the inside. One of the main reasons is there's this bend in the pipe, and you really got to take it apart to get that bend cleaned out. I use an electric drill, but you got to be careful that you don't over tighten because you strip out the holes for the screws real easily. This is a section of slip pipe which makes this possible. So you have to take the screws out of it, and then I installed this myself, so I'm pretty familiar with how it goes together. But of course you can do this from the roof if you prefer. I prefer not to get on the roof. And you want to wear your old clothes because this is a dirty job. This is a Mike Rowe type of job right here. And also, once I begin, I'll put a dust mask on because you don't want to breathe in all this creosote. It will be there. So now I just slip this down. And I'll get this pipe outdoors, clean it later. And that is 2 months worth of creosote, which I don't know what's bad and what's not, but that's pretty much the dustiest, the sootiest I've seen it. Okay, so I use a plastic bag to trap the soot when it comes down, and what I did learn is you don't want to put the rod through the bag at the very bottom because then the soot falls down there. You want to put the hole up higher so that the soot will fall down. If you put the hole for the rod in the bottom, the soot will come through the hole. So that's one trick I learned. And I just use a regular poly 6-inch cleaning brush, round. I don't know, a square bristle may be better, or actually might be better to have a 7-inch brush. But I guess it's good enough. Then I just use duct tape and tape this up around the pipe. And if you had 3 or 4 hands, you'd be better off, but I only have 2 hands. Okay. Ready to clean away here. Get my brush back up in there without tearing the bag up. And then start brushing. And I don't know, you probably can't see it, but the creosote's coming down. And then I turn the brush round and round as I go up. And the brush, this is a 6-inch pipe and a 6-inch brush. The brush doesn't seem to fit as tight as I would like it. So I think the square brush might be better. I don't know. Or maybe a 7-inch, and then you might have to trim the bristles back. And they do recommend that you use a poly brush rather than a steel brush so that it doesn't scratch the interior of the pipe. And then as you go on, you just add a rod. And you can see there's a pretty good amount of creosote in there. I don't know. Okay, and then the stovepipe, I'll clean out here on the back deck. Put the bottom in the bag there. And then, well, I'll give you a look at what it looks like. And then looking in the stovepipe that I've taken off, and you can see it's about the same as the chimney that we looked at. But get that cleaned up. And I do this, last year I was doing it every month or so, just because I didn't know how bad it would be, and I was kind of just trying to get an idea of how frequently I should do it. And now this is 2 months, so I think every 2 months is pretty good. That'll work for me. Better than a chimney fire for
Inside, sure. This is a, it's called a Summer's Heat by England Stove Works. Supposed to be, I think, an 1,800 or 2,000 square foot unit. You can see there's creosote buildup in here, so I go ahead and scrape all that off. And these baffles are removable, so there's one bolt right up here. Take that bolt out, and then this baffle removes, and then you can remove these two plates up here. So I'll do that. Be right back with you. Okay, so I removed this baffle, the one screw, and you can remove that baffle or air tube, whatever they call it, and remove these upper plates. And of course on them, a lot of that creosote fell down from the cleaning. And then you look up here and you see that the top of the stove is very sooted up. So I always clean that. I always figure that if a chimney fire starts, it's probably going to begin right up here. So I'll take my scraper and try to take my scraper and just scrape all that off. And just to give you an idea of how much there is, it's probably about 1/8 of an inch. And you can see that section where I scraped it off. And I say scrape, it falls right off. It's not stuck on there at all. So, but I'll get that off and I'll show you how much there is and what it looks like after. Okay, and there's the creosote. I scraped off the inside, and you can see it's pretty clean in here now. I'll go ahead and get all this that's fallen and piled up on top of the bricks. I'll take the bricks loose at the top and get all that out of there. Get this cleaned up and back together, and it'll be ready to go for another 2 months. So. Okay, and then here it is after it's all cleaned up and swept out. So she's ready to burn for another couple months.